time. It is Tasteless.
It is time for these two guys to rematch. The countdown's begun. Terran versus Protoss. As I said before, Lynn representing the Warcraft 3 pro gaming scene. And of course, Killer representing the StarCraft 1 pro gaming scene. He's beaten players like Jaedong, but can he take out Lynn, who just defeated him pretty badly in this game? We're going to find out here at the GSL. All right, over here in the left starting location was an orc, now a human.
Fox in.
Foxlin. This guy has traveled all over the world. He has so much money. This guy is so rich because he's won so much Warcraft 3, so many Warcraft 3 tournaments. Now, in the bottom center, a guy who's not as rich as Lynn.
Killer.
No, he's not.
But he's still a baller.
He made a pretty good salary in StarCraft 1. Not gonna lie.
Yep.
Pro League level Protosses were in high demand.
As the wise words here is that, what is that? Clause of attack.
Lost article.
That's a Warcraft 3 joke.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsors, LG, Intel, and G-Skill. But as I was saying before, wise words here. Nobody is more rich than a top Warcraft 3 pro gamer, and nobody is more poor than a really good Beatmania player. All right?
Or a StarCraft 1 USA pro gamer.
Yeah, we were
Those are actually the poorest humans.
We were poor. Not anymore.
I can actually live in America on $75 a month.
Dude, I was, ugh. We were poor, man. It's good to see that the industry has really come a long way. You know, for a while, I mean, I think the focal point was more Counter-Strike. You know, the thing about Counter-Strike, I love the game, but they never got new maps. You know what I'm talking about?
It was kind of like this other game called Warcraft 3.
Yeah, like sometimes when I watch Counter-Strike, I'd wish one of those players would shoot me in the head because I don't want to watch Dust 2 anymore.
No.
It's just been around for too long. But,
like, all right, let's play Nuke. Let's play Train. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch Train again.
Okay. It's been 10 years, man. Now, but it is very good. Now, going on into this game here with Lynn.
One more second on this. Talking about maps for a second. You know that you have to basically be a chemist if you want to memorize all the names of Quake maps. It's like DM435Z or something.
Oh, I know. It's like only R2-D2 can like know it and stuff.
Forget about that. Anyways, back into the game. A Reaper being made by Lynn. He loves these Tech Lab builds into expansion. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes Marauder afterwards and expands.
I think he's the most Tech Lab heavy opening player here in Code S.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's definitely a Marauder type of guy. That Reaper, though, is going to probably give him some good information. Stalker is on the way, but it's been rallied out. Uh-oh. Will it continue to go? Yes, it will leave the base, and that could allow the Reaper to do a lot of damage. Stalker going after that SCV Tasteless.
Uh-oh.
And when he sees that Stalker, that should cue him to get that Reaper into Songho's base as quickly as possible.
Oh, I can't believe Songho's letting this happen. What happened to Songho's? I mean, that's on Killer. Excuse me, refer to him by his real name because I know him. I can't believe he's actually doing.
What is he doing?
Yeah, man. What? I guess you check that spot first.
He's just trying to figure out what the tech is. He doesn't care about killing probes.
Clearly, his build order
and there's no tech yet. He's going to think, did you hide something? I don't know. I don't know either, Killer. Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
And he's going to make a Nexus.
Oh, the Reaper!
No. Almost got to go down and see that Nexus. Instead, Lynn is going to be a little bit more careful.
Well, you could tell because he's making this bunker at his ramp. He's like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. And it looks like it's the exact same build as before. Almost. I think he's going to get a slightly quicker Banshee this time instead of Seed Shanks.
That's actually, I kind of like that. Banshee
it's a good choice. When you scout around, there's like, the one thing that they aren't going to proxy, I've seen it like one time ever, is a Robo.
Yeah.
So definitely not proxying a Robo, Tasteless. We can agree upon that. But he is making a Robo and 3 gates. Looks like he's going to do a very standard 1-gate expansion into 3 Warp Gate Robo. It's very, very safe. I'd love to see a slightly quicker Forge this time, though, if I could ask Killer for one favor. And Cloak on the way for Lin. Interesting. You know, the neat thing is, if you time it just right, the Cloak Banshee coming in as the Observers get into your base, then they have to make a whole nother Observer to stop your Cloak Banshee. You get like so many kills. But as is, I think Killer should be pretty safe.
This is developing into a pretty interesting game. Both these guys going for builds which will allow them to develop well into the mid-game, into the late game. Yeah. Nobody wants to take any risks. I think both these guys probably feel that they're superior to their opponent.
You think?
I think so.
I think Killer certainly does. I don't know about Lin.
No matter what, Killer does.
Yeah. Lin has not canceled Cloak despite seeing the Robo. It's kind of interesting to me. Maybe he's just going to invest in a couple Banshees, 2-3 Banshees, and just harass all game and make sure that Observers are all over the place.
Now, right now, Lin is just moving out, checking to see if there's anything else out there. Now here comes the Banshee, and you should see the little blur of the Observer. When they're moving, they're very easy to see. Well, not very easy. I need to settle down. Not that easy, but if you spot it, you know, okay.
Listen, Snake Eyes. It's not that easy. I bet in the ladder you see every single Observer that comes your way.
Dude, you know what it's like when I'm on the ladder, Atosis?
What's it like?
Nerd's like playing like, you know, his game against me, and I crash through the window, swinging out on a rope. It turns out he was a former Counter-Strike pro. He tries to grab his AK, but I put my boot knife out, throw it in his neck. He's like, then I take his ladder points.
Wow.
That's what happens.
You are like Rambo.
Yeah, basically, except with bigger muscles. Now, the Banshee is being used to scout instead of to harass on the map because he wants to see if he can just maybe get a probe, something like that.
Well, he's leaving at the 3rd base. He's going to grab that probe that does come
Beautiful.
up there.
And as you can see, we didn't get a shot of it. Sorry, we started casting off the preview screen. We do that every once in a while.
Oh, he actually did cancel Cloak at the very last millisecond.
So he spotted the Observer.
Yeah, no, he looks like that's a good choice by him, though. Glad. I'm proud of you canceling that. Now, a 3rd base going up for Killer. That's actually a very, very quick 3rd base. He's taking a 3rd off of very little. That is so interesting. Off of just one Colossus, he's like, all right, I'll take a 3rd.
Well, one thing about Lin is I think he's learned how to turtle more. Some of these Warcraft 3 players are doing these like early timing rushes.
He's taking a quick 3rd as well.
And yeah, and he's just, I think he's developed into a player who's now much more patient. So I think the one thing that we noticed repeatedly from Warcraft 3 pro gamers when switched to StarCraft 2 was they were always hungry to engage in a battle.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you don't really need to do that. So sometimes it's better, you're better off turtling and maybe doing a little bit of harassment. Sometimes not even that.
I am fascinated though by this game right now. Like the fact that Killer expands so quick and Ling follows that up with an expand. It's just a really interesting thought process. Well,
it was an awkward silence. We had to fill it.
Both of us know it's awkward at the exact same time.
I know. We're still like, wait a minute, nobody's talking.
I'm looking all over the map, trying to figure out what's going on, because I've never seen this exact scenario where a Protoss so greedily and quickly takes his 3rd against some lone Marine Marauder, and then the Marine Marauder user says, oh, that's fine, and just takes a 3rd. I feel like it would have been a better choice to take 2 bases, but we see here a Marauder drop.
And, well, it is pretty bad. He's going to stim. He wants to get any critical tech structures, but even pylons are helpful as well.
And he's going to go for that Colossi. That was the latest Guardian Shield I've ever seen. And does not kill that. And suddenly Lin looking very handsome, very sharp.
Yeah, man. Lin is a guy, you know what I noticed? I think this is more pronounced with Lin than anybody else I've seen. Lin is always slowly improving.
Yes.
We don't seem to see up,
We actually
down
always
thing.
see it, too. You're like, oh, you're better than last time I saw you.
Yeah, he's very...
It's not super fast, though.
No, it's a very gradual
Like,
thing.
San was the fastest improvement I've ever seen.
No, San,
Lin
what the
very
hell was
gradual.
that, man? San is suddenly like, I am a nerd god.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh my god, he's...
He went from nerd dog to nerd god.
Yeah, he did, man.
In the blink of an eye.
In the blink of an eye.
In the blink of a stalker. All right, so just a very peculiar situation. A lot of Vikings being made by Lin, getting ready for another draw. Psystorm on the way, double forges. Killer's just trying to do everything at once, man. And these drop ships are gonna go right into the summit! Yeah, that's...
Well, you know,
That's really good for Killer. That was a ton of supply.
Did he just do what I think he did? Wait, go back. Did he just cast an auto turret randomly? No, look at the middle map.
Yes, he did.
Now,
you know,
there's this weird thing that we've seen with Lin.
I think that one had to have been a mistake.
I mean, how, man? How do you make...
What's the hotkey for it? Doesn't tell.
I think it's T. Isn't it just T? Yeah, I believe it's T. But
he could have messed up hotkeys that he wanted to stim on. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the dumbest thing to put an auto turret there.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make it must be a mistake. But we've seen him do that before. But normally it's like if he's like,
there's no way that's not a mistake. He's too good to do something.
Yeah,
like
I don't. But you know, anyways, I'm going to change the subject. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, it must be a mistake. Okay, so here in the far right on the minimap, you can see he's expanded again.
Yeah, you know what? The thing is, Lin has not reacted properly to what Killer is doing. Killer right now has 7 High Templars. I just have to say that before I finish saying what I was going to say. When you see your opponent like greedily taking an expansion he can't actually defend if you get super duper aggressive, I feel like, okay, if you're not going to attack, expand twice. And instead, he expanded slower than his opponent, not twice. You know, he has things called planetaries and stuff. He can stall out for days while he gets a huge economy going. He's got things called mules, you know? But Killer now taking a 4th, and Lin is just like, well, you know, I don't know. I'm not a fan of his decision-making in this game.
That Zealot didn't even turn around to see what was hitting him. He says, I don't care. Now here comes the attack.
Supply 182 for Lin.
This angle actually is going to be pretty good here. Oh, he can feedback. Oh my god. Not in time. Missed EMP there. And it's time. A lot of Psystorms being thrown down here.
Yes, indeed. Feedbacks both of the ghosts and more Psystorms.
And you know what? I can't quite tell who's going to win this, but I guess if he lands these Vikings and more Marauders come down here.
But
no,
more Stalkers being
suddenly
warped in.
Stalkers just appear down there. Okay, so Killer actually did a great job there.
Here's a lesson that we all can learn from this game. When your opponent is being super greedy with high-tech units and expanding, and you only match them in expanding, with no high-tech units, you're just still going Tier 1, Tier 1.5, and then support units like Vikings, you should not be able to win from there. I mean,
yeah, there's no reason to attack.
Yeah, you let Killer get a sick economy, massive amounts of upgrades, High Templars with Psystorm, Colossi, Blink. Killer got everything in the entire world.
Now, you know, this is the way I feel about this game. I feel like, for some reason, these guys both just shake hands and are like, all right, let's not attack each other for the first 10 minutes. You know? No, rather than responding with aggression when it opens up, they're actually responding. Hold that thought. We got a drop here. Zealot's coming in, and this drop is not going to be too impactful, but it is going to be more units that, of course, Lin is throwing away. But yeah, I mean, normally when you see somebody give an opening, you respond with aggression, but in this case, they've responded with economics, which is, I mean, it's not necessarily wrong, but it's uncommon.
Well, here's, oh my god, that was beautiful. Drop defense there. Feedbacking and whatnot, those are all going to clean up very easily. But here's the thing, you can respond to economics with economics, but you have to outdo them by 1. Look at the way I Am MVP plays. You take 1 base on him, he takes 2 on you.
Yeah, he does. Actually, that's a good point.
There's no question he could
Lin
have
is matching the Killer's economics, not outdoing it.
Yeah, and the thing is, Killer is, I mean, if you want to do Marine Marauder play, you have to get, more bases. You do, because your opponent is making tech units that are cost efficient, so you have to have more income. But he's not doing that. So
you hear that sound? That guy died. Oh.
That's like a painful death.
That was
man.
painful.
He did not want to go. Well, Lynn getting ready to take an additional base, but he's behind now, man. 189 supply to 162.
Oh, Colossus not attacking the right spot. Sidestorm, and this may be the end of Lynn. Lynn will probably be going to the up and down matches as it looks like right now. Vikings looks like they slept in, coming in just a little bit too late. Stalkers blink up the ramp.
Oh. 6 Storms, making it an Archon now, and yeah, once again landing all his Vikings. They don't go well against 2-2 Stalkers, sorry.
And that's going to be that. He's in the heart of the Terran space. GG.
So Lynn to the up and down. TSL having 3 players go through today. Killer into the round of 16.
Good to see a good friend of ours advancing.
Yeah.
You know, I tend really not to actually ever really root for anybody, but I just sort of just detach myself. The only time I ever feel the slightest bit of like I really want this person to win it is probably with Killer and Hydra. Cast those games.
Yeah.
I know those guys so much.
No, I feel that all the time. I always have someone I really want to beat the other one. Actually, Nesty vs. Clyde was hard for me.
That was hard.
That was a
Those are
difficult
two
moment. And then they both made it through.
deadly
like,
nerd killers. So that does it for today's games, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us here at the GSL. Please spread the word about the GSL. And we had pretty good matches today. All of them were really enjoyable.
Really did enjoy today. Yes.
Yeah, this is actually one of our better days. So here are the match results. As you can see, Clyde, who will be the future champion of every other GSL in history, as Chris and I have predicted, moves on along with Nesty, the champion of Season 2 GSL. And over here on the other side in Group F, Killer, a very solid Protoss play. They did have one game where almost cost him everything. And the champion of Season 1, TSL Brute Dealer. So this is a pretty good day for TSL. And a good day for IM as well, since the IM team only had one of their players down here.
Here is Monday's Code A matches. Bon against Brown, Chilia against Keen, Kilka against Squirtle, and Noblesse against Tassadar.
Tassadar? He's playing StarCraft 2 now.
Yeah, man, he joined NS Hoso.
All right.
Tuesday, we have the final 2 groups of the round of 32. Any Pro against Virus and Snare against Trickster. Pretty interesting TNP group. And then July, Zerg against Rain and Inca against Huck. You guys have got to tune in. We got to support Huck. Very difficult group. Just like General's group, a ridiculously hard group. Inca, amazing PvP player. July, amazing
And I
Zerg.
think everybody's skill levels, it's a tough call. I have no idea. So, guys, thank you so much for coming down and joining us today. As I said before, please spread the word of the GSL. Thank you to our sponsors.
Spread it like the plague.
Spread it. Yes. I want to infect nerds with our excellent show. Thank you to our sponsors at LG, Intel, and G-Skill for making this event possible. And what does it say? I want to smell Tasteosis. Well, we actually are these lights, and these blazers haven't been cleaned. So, the people in the camera can't smell us, but we definitely don't smell that good.
I smell good. I smell like shampoo.
I do not. You smell like shampoo?
Yeah, man. Smelly.
You smell like shampoo. You washed your hair. Even though you got all that product in your hair, still smell good, Artosis.
Pantene Pro V, man.
These lights hotter than these lights
Pantene
make it
Pro
sweaty.
V.
All right. So that basically does it. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back again soon to do more GSL over here, guys. Be sure to tune into Code A.